We're live.
Hello, everybody. Well, oh wait, I need to get. Now I have my sound effects. I gotta go get it. Hello,
All right,
everybody.
get it in a second.
No, it's right here. It's right here.
She's slacking, y'all. What's up?
Story of my life. Hey, everybody.
Love you. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Thanks so much for tuning in to another session of Virtual Voices. I am one of your hosts, J Rose. Because you already know, I always fucking
Jay, you were literally this close to getting it right. Come on now.
Because you already know? Is that how I'm supposed to say it?
Just let me do it. She's asking the question like, I think you know. I think you already know. I'm not sure, but somebody knows. Somebody knows.
Leah knows. Leah V knows.
What she meant to say is, I'm Leah V in the place to be. This is J Rose, because you already know, and we are your co-hostesses for the magical night that is Virtual Voices. I'm so excited to have you guys. Jay and I are dealing with separation anxiety, but it's okay.
I know, it was so nice, like, being together last time.
We had such serious bonding talks, too. It was beautiful.
Yeah, for real. We were up till mad late drinking our asses off. But anyway, it was a great time, and I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
It definitely made me miss just being around people in general, you know, around my peeps. So let's get started. Let's go through the rules and regulations. Break it down.
Okay, y'all. I'm gonna get right into it. You know, y'all is something that I've always said for years and years, even though I'm not from the South. But anyway, so we'll get into the rules and regulations for you one time. If I could just push this seat back a little bit. Okay, there we go. That's the problem. So I hope everybody's having a great week, great weekend. I have my family here, or part of them. The rest are coming in. So we've got a live audience. As you can see, I have my setup here. But that is not one of the rules and regulations. So I will go ahead and get right into the rules and regulations. So that being said, the first rule is, as always, this is a safe space. That means we are pro LGBTQ, pro BLM, pro all the letters of the alphabet. We have no space for hate speech here. Be kind or say nothing at all. If you can't do that, you will get hit with the bop with the Apollo and get pulled off the stage. Jay and I pride ourselves in the fact that we've created a space that allows all different types of people from all walks of life to share their truth, whatever that truth may be. So we honor that and we take it very seriously. So if you ain't got nothing nice to say, then say nothing. We have no space for hate speech, and you will get the exit with the quickness. So moving on, we have 5 minutes per performer. This does not mean you can only do one piece. It just means you have 5 minutes. So if you're unsure, if you have remaining time, just check with us. Just say, hey, Jay, hey, Leah, do I have any remaining time? And let me, and we can go ahead and let you know what the calculations are. The reason we do 5 minutes per performer is so that we can have a lightning second round and that everybody gets a chance to come back and do some more or one more piece. So that is why we try to stick to it. But if you're not sure, just give us a holler, all right? So moving on, make sure you follow one another. This is very important. We got. That is something that you'll hear me say repeatedly throughout the night. It is very important in this day and age, especially while we continue to navigate this strange reality, that that we follow one another, that we network in whatever capacity we can. I think it's really important that we continue to stay connected. Although we are seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, the pandemic isn't over, and I think everybody can use that connection. Somebody came on here once and said that it doesn't cost any money to follow somebody. It doesn't cost any money to like something. So make sure you go ahead and do that. You know, Jay puts a lot of effort into that little banner on the bottom to make sure that the performers' names and social media handles is up there while they're performing. So you can go ahead and follow them and get right into it. If you're not sure, if you didn't catch somebody, just ask. We have both the live interactive chat with those following on Facebook and YouTube. I'll get there in a second. And we have the private chat. So you can just go ahead and ask. And also Jay will send out, later the list of performers to everybody who is backstage. Everybody
make sure you sorry.
Is that Phoenix?
No, I pressed the button.
Oh, I was like, is that me or Phoenix? Okay. Moving on, Eventbrite. Those who signed up on Eventbrite in advance, they do get first dibs, but you can drop a mic in the comments if you want to perform. However, we encourage everybody to sign up on Eventbrite if possible, because they always get first dibs. For all those who are watching on Facebook and YouTube, make sure that you share the video. It's on live on the Rose Garden events page on both YouTube and Facebook. Those who are performing, share it to your page. Ask your friends and family to share it. This helps us continue to grow our interactive audience, and it helps us, continue to expand virtual voices. We have one of the best interactive audiences in the game. We always have people commenting and emphasizing different parts that they like, and that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on. So on that note, make sure to stay close to the microphone. If you are unsure of how you sound, just say, hey guys, especially musicians, just ask us, just say, hey guys, how do I sound? Can you hear me? Do you need me to be louder? Whatever the case is, if you're having connectivity issues, just let us know what's going on so that we can try to help you out and we can all navigate it together. But most importantly, we need you to stay close to the microphone. And whether it's your phone, whether it's a computer, whether it's an actual microphone, whatever it is. Moving on, we are asking that you donate to the best open mic in the game. If you can donate, then it helps us pay our features. It helps us continue to evolve this platform and to bring it to you live and better every week. We also include the Cash Apps and Venmos for all the performers in the bottom of the banner that Jay creates. So you can go ahead and throw them a couple dollars. You got a few dollars because your STEMI check. Just throw them in there. Give a little tip. There was a time.
Give out help out these artists. It's hard out there right now for artists.
It truly is. It truly is. Tim counted up how much money I missed from last year from not performing, and it wasn't pretty. But anyway, moving on. So make sure you share the Facebook video. Make sure you tip one another and when you can. Be nice to one another. Keep growing. We got. And Jay will hit you guys with the last rule because she just explains it better. If she is not good with her fries at this moment.
Well, yeah, so that part. So when we're calling you guys up from the list, we're going to say who's next, and then we're going to say who's on deck. So when you hear your name being called as on deck, that means get ready, that you're going to be coming up after the next person. So if you have music to cue up, if you have an instrument to tune, if you have a poem in your phone or in your book or whatever, just get it ready so that when we call you up next, you kind of have all your shit together. You know what I'm saying? All right. So yeah, that's the on deck thing. And this is really good. I'm having French fries with catfish slider. With a catfish is so good. Anyway. Yeah, so let's welcome our squad that's backstage right now. We're gonna bring you guys in. So if somebody's not wearing pants, get your pants on. No, I'm just kidding. Hi, welcome everyone.
Hello everybody. Welcome. We got some new faces. We got some old faces in the house.
I'm loving it. You know what I love? I love seeing like the people that I know, but then I love seeing like such a mixture of new faces, and we always have such a great mixture every time. So that always, I love it. It's a great group today.
So many different people from so many walks of life, and this is that's one of the best parts about virtual voices, along with like a million other things. But
steak fries.
We're so happy you guys are here. AC Lightning is also having steak and fries. Jay, you shared in the
steak. I don't eat red meat, but
steak fries, not steak and fries.
No, he said steak and fries.
Wow, but you're eating steak fries.
No, I'm eating. No, don't worry about it.
I have a steak and French fries. That's what I'm having. But,
I'm having catfish sliders and like I don't know what they call. They call like truffle fries.
Yes, she did.
Oh my!
What happened?
No, my mom was in awe because you said catfish sliders. That's why.
Yes, mom. Catfish sliders, bomb.
Yeah, she said it. Yeah.
Oh man!
Hi, mom.
That was AC's.
Yeah. You guys, can everyone just say hi so we can make sure we can hear everybody say what's up, what's good. I don't know, whatever you would like to say. Let me get a your. Hey. Your.
Can you hear me from this far back?
Yeah, we can hear you, Balin.
Cool.
Hey, gang's all here. We got dinner. We got magicians. We've got V in the building. We've got all types of people here. This is going to be a beautiful, majestic evening, I believe.
Let's get it. You ready to get started?
Yes, my live audience is here.
All right.
We got the ultimate setup. I can't show you guys because it requires too much moving, but I have a sick setup down here for them. They're all very comfortable.
Yes, how does my hair look, Mom?
You look lovely. I want some fries.
She said you look lovely and she wants some fries.
Oh, I love you, Mom. All right. All right. Mom is my mom. Like that's just what it is.
My mom is everybody's mom.
Facts.
All right,
so let's get it started. Who do we have coming up first? I see that this is a newcomer. Yay!
Okay, sounds good. So we've got, we're setting it off with newcomers. We've got Oliver on Diggity Deck. You are up next, Oliver. But coming to the mic right now, let's put our virtual and our real hands together for Paige.
Hi, unmute yourself. Yay, there you go.
Hello, and a big thank you to J Rose and Leah. I'm going to perform a little piece for you.
Wonderful.
Did she pause or is that me?
I think she paused. Paige, you there?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I am.
You just froze a little bit, but we could hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay. I think we're all ready to play with fire right about now. This year has ached on with an aftertaste, like a cold sweat from the sun after a hard day. And just like the sun, I'm always eager for that fresh start tomorrow. I've got sacks of grief wet on my shoulder, and maybe we'll start to pretend like none of it ever happened. And maybe we should. So while the world can turn, as it always does, I've taken shape to the floor and all of the other pretty things I'd never noticed. And all of the midnight sanctuaries that I have slow cooked with patience, like the most glorious pyramid standing. It's a home I could never bear to see grow abandoned or fill with dead bodies. Imagine after all this time, I had nothing left to show but silent graves. So let's hope when I can feel the pulse of clock on my chest again, and the fire is finally here roaring before us, when we spend all of the frantic nights trying to gather all that we've lost just to feel it sift between our fingers, you might still just find me here, just for a bit. Thank you.
My mom loved that piece. That was beautiful.
That was beautiful. The silent graves, that got me.
Yes. Yes, thank you, Paige. That was Paige, everybody. Her info is below. You make sure you follow her. Thank you so much for sharing, Paige. If you stick around, we're going to do a round 2, God willing, at the end of this.
Please. I have a question. Paige, this is your first time here. Where are you tuning in from?
Oh, I'm from Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. I'm not Chicago.
How'd you hear about us?
Yeah. Okay, well, I've.
Oh no.
Oh, I want to know.
I just recently started. Yeah, and I.
Oh,
And I was.
We're losing
like,
you.
Paige, I need over now, but performing is something that just is totally new for me. So, like empowering and feels very safe.
oh.
Oh.
Well, welcome. And this is the perfect place to be when you are stepping into the poetry world. I think open mics are a great platform to practice, to get inspired, to work on your craft. So I'm so happy that that you came all the way from Chi-Town. Okay.
Yes, Chi-Town in the building. It's just full of surprises as always here on Virtual Voices, the most majestic way to spend your Friday evening getting enlightened with all this artistry. So we're going to keep it moving and grooving. In case you didn't hear me say it 3 times before, my name is Leah V and the place to be. This is J Rose, because you already know. We're going to keep it moving and grooving. We have coming to the mic next. You guys put your palms together. I was going to say pans instead of palms. Put your pans together for Oliver.
Welcome, Oliver.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me?
Yes. Where are you tuning in from, Oliver? Is your first time here?
First time here. Currently tuning in from Queens, originally from Brooklyn, New York.
Yes, Queens, baby.
Sure.
Listen, don't be mad. You live here now.
I live here now, so I guess, yeah. So I'm with you.
You're going to learn to love it, okay?
Yeah, I'm tuning in from Queens. And yeah, I'll start with this piece. I'm waiting, watching every day as the sun dives behind project buildings, anticipating the day that a lady comes to write lyrics to my heartbeat that plays on a loop. I wrote this poem for you. I want us to make music. Let's make a playlist out of our conversations and name it Don't Judge. Love could be the sweetest symphony that synchronizes 2 souls. And if we hit the right notes, we could probably do this forever. I mean, imagine never needing headphones. No need for beats, beating distorted definitions of love into our eardrum. We'll move to our own rhythm with God guiding our steps. He'll show us how to take our flaws and fold them into ornaments and decorate our stories with them. Mold our mistakes into masterpieces and exchange them as gifts. He'll show us that we should kick it, but we shouldn't look to score points off relationship goals that we didn't set. Let's dance. Let's Millie rock on writer's block. Let's dance. Let's Millie rock on writer's block. Let's nay past the nonsense that tried to stop us from going Lauryn Hill and Nas. Baby, I know if we rule the world and everything in it, the walls that wrongly imprison the black bodies from Rikers to San Quentin will not be revolving doors of a system. We'll make gunshots sound like gospel when the ghetto children hear it. The bullets that protrude from police pistols would add 10 years to the lives of their victims, I swear. If you and me had control over the land in between the 7 seas, I swear healthcare would be free. Cancer and AIDS would be cured with tea. If you and me had control over pop culture, our music would teach that love loosens the locks that were thought to be designed by masters, and our master's contract, it'll be signed by God. We'll make music a revolution with beats produced by Christ. We'll be like, Yeezy, he's nice, but he ain't got nothing on the man who chose to be a human sacrifice to show that me and you can have life. I mean, he who died on the cross to assure that when our paths crossed, we knew what love looked like. This is to my future wife. I want us to make an album about how Black love matters just as much as Black lives. Use our hooks to fight for universal understanding instead of universal rights. I just realized that my heartbeat is an instrumental. And I want to make music a revolution, but I can't seem to do it alone. So whenever you're ready, I'll be waiting for you. Not in the mosque, not in the church, not in the synagogue, but in the sanctuary of a studio. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Brooklyn and Queens. Okay.
Okay.
You represented Brooklyn very well.
I fucked up. I'm sorry, Oliver. Hold on. Let me do you some justice here. Let me post up Oliver's information so y'all can follow him. I almost kept him all to ourselves. There you go. Show Oliver some love.
Show Oliver some love. That was hot fire flames, Oliver. Wow, that was
thank you.
That was amazing, and the delivery was amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this platform and joining us. And please stick around so we can have you back and hear some more of your.
Yes. How did you find us?
Yes.
IG. I think Hattress. Y'all know Hattress. Hattress posted y'all. I think he's on the feature. That is my guy. So
that's our guy.
That's our guy too. So it's all family here. Thank you so much. You make sure you follow our guy Oliver. We appreciate you. That's 2 cherries popped in a row.
Yes, I love it.
I know. I love the newbies. I love the old bees. I love the sometimes bees. I just love all y'all. Thank you so much for being here. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving on Virtual Voices.
Who we got next? Wait, hold on. I think is that V? Is that V in the building?
I think we see V over her. We haven't seen V in a little bit.
I know we missed you, boo. How you doing?
Yes, welcome. Well, you guys put your hands together for V, everybody.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, I haven't been here in a while. It's my senior year of high school. It's been kind of hectic.
It's okay. It's understandable.
Know, you're our high school. You're our high school homie.
Yeah. But I had to come today specifically because I wrote a poem for today. Because today, April 2nd, is Autism Awareness Day. Now, I'm going to get into my beef with a few different organizations and well, not really. I'm just going to get into my beef with Autism Speaks and a lot of the stuff because you don't know me. I've mentioned this before, but if you don't know me, I'm V and I have autism, which there's just some things. So let me just get into my poem and then, yeah. My poem is called Whole Damn Picture. It's April 2nd again. The day where everyone pretends to care about me, when in reality, it's just an illusion. Did you really think I didn't notice that this world wasn't made for me? Did you really think I didn't realize that this world wasn't made for me? Did you really think I did not know that this world wasn't made for me? Well, I do. But what can I do about it? Because the world just keeps on spinning and albiism keeps on winning. Over and over and over and over, again and again and again and again and again. Well, enough. No more. It's time for us to settle the score. From now on, it'll be our way or the highway. And our way is nothing about us without us. Nothing about us without us. We are not a costume you can just slip on. Stop cripping up and get ready to run. Because we're coming for you, and we will not stop till the representation we want is the representation we've got. I'm running out of time. I'm running out of spoons. I've got to get my message across because we can't afford to lose. Everybody's going blue when you should be going red. Throw out of those puzzle pieces. Use the infinity sign instead. Cut all ties to Autism Speaks because Autism Speaks wants us dead. You know what? I'm done with this shit. I'm done with this whole day. You claim you care about us, but won't listen to a word we say. We're smarter than you think we are. We're starting to catch on. You're only pretending to help us so you look like a saint. You should really stop pretending to be something you ain't. We're done with the charade, and we're done with all of you. Stop trying to control our lives. I mean, have you nothing better to do? We don't need you to speak for us. We have our own voice. We don't need you to fix us. We were never broken. We can write our own music. We can make our own movies. We can tell our own stories. So you know what? You can keep your awareness. We want your acceptance. Autism Speaks does not speak for me. You can keep your awareness. We want your acceptance because we're not some stupid puzzle piece. We're the whole damn picture. And that's why nothing about us without us. Nothing about us without us. We are not a costume you can just slip on. Stop creeping up and get ready to run. Because we're coming for you and we will not stop till the representation we want is the representation we've got.
Ooh. Yes. I love when you do nothing about us without us. I love when you say that line.
Yeah, I completely rewrote this poem because I didn't like how it was before. I had kind of bones, but I didn't have a full fleshed out structure. So I worked on this today because I realized that we had this today and I might as well do it because I got annoyed with just scrolling through my feed. We don't really, most of the autism community does not like the puzzle piece as our symbol because it kind of implies, as I was saying, that you have to like piece us together. We're the whole picture. You don't have to put us together. And also the whole, when I mentioned red out instead of blue out, it's because blue is synonymous with Autism Speaks. And we do not like them. They're still looking for a cure for autism when they should be using their resources to help us. And in fact, in their fundraising, the way they kind of represent us is as mysterious and like frightening and stuff instead of actually, you know, helping us. It creates stigma, which there's a lot of stigma out there about that. Do I still have a little bit more time? I was going to share a few facts. I don't think I used my 5 minutes.
Yeah, you said you're going to spit some facts?
Do I have time? I don't think I used my 5 minutes. Do I have time?
You said you had a few more facts to give us, right, about autism?
Yeah.
Yes,
well,
please.
This is mainly about Autism Speaks on why you shouldn't support them, and then I have a few organizations to support instead. Only 0.16% of Autism Speaks budget go towards the family service grants that are their means of funding services. Meanwhile, they spend 131 times as much on fundraising. Although they don't prioritize service with a practical impact for families and individuals in its budget, its rates of executive pay are the highest in the autism world. In 2019, between salary and bonuses, Autism Speaks paid their CEO nearly $1 million.
Wow.
Also, Autism Speaks has only one autistic person out of a total of 30 individuals on its board of directors. By contrast, 25 out of 30 board members represent major corporations, including current and former CEOs and senior executives of companies such as PayPal, White Castle, L'Oreal, and Royal Bank of Scotland.
Wow.
And then, despite the fact that they have taken the word cure from their mission statement recently due to backlash, they continue to fund biomedical research focusing on identifying the causes of autism rather than quality of life research that aligns with the priorities of the autistic community. They promote harmful policies and treatments including applied behavioral analysis and institutionalization. Self-advocates have been explaining what we need for years. Autism Speaks knows, but they aren't listening. They don't care. Still, they are pretty much the number one organization you hear about when it comes to autism.
Yeah.
Anytime I see something fundraising, a run, or anything for a cause that's for something that should be helping people with autism, it's Autism Speaks. People don't realize how bad they are. In fact, the autism community keeps trying to get them classified as a hate group because they really are.
So what are the organizations that people?
That's what I was about to share. I was literally going to say, here are the organizations. Okay. There are several organizations that you can donate to instead. There's the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, or ASAN. That's actually where I got these statistics from. They have a flyer that they update every year on why what the problems are of Autism Speaks, and they update that every single year, and still the problems, like I was just mentioning, stay the same. There's also the Autistic Women and Non-Binary Network, AWN, Self-Advocates Becoming Empowered, SABE, or Autistic People of Color Fund. All of those are great organizations to donate to, and most of them also have lots of information. If you're especially looking for information, I would check the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network. But there's still a lot of stigma around it. I get really worked up about it right now, and it doesn't help that I've been dealing with just getting really frustrated about Sia and her movie Music, and the fact that they keep getting nominated for things. That whole thing is, yeah. But there's just a lot of stigma right now, and because today is supposedly our day, even though nobody really listens to us. But basically, I'm going to end with red out instead of blue out, forget the puzzle piece, and Autism Speaks is bad. Peace out.
That was me, everybody.
Thank you, V. Give it up for V. Let me tell you something. For a high school student, they are probably one of the most knowledge-dropping people that come to our platform. So thank you so much. I'm gonna send you a DMV because I want to tell you something personal that I want to talk to you about. I'm so glad that you came through tonight. It's great seeing you. I'm gonna call our next performer. On deck we have Atlas. So get ready. Whatever it is, music, poetry, whatever it is you're doing, get it ready, cue it up. But I'm gonna invite what's her name again? Oh yeah, that's right, Leah V.
Hi, that's me.
She's got a piece to share with us tonight.
Hi guys, hello. What?
Hi. I know her.
Okay, so I'll do something of my own a little later. I wanted to actually do something that I don't normally do, which is read a poem that isn't mine. Most of you here know. Oh, I hear an echo somewhere. Hold on.
You're good. You sound great.
Okay. So most of you here know that I unfortunately lost my father to COVID a year ago this month. And with that, this month proves to be challenging for a number of different reasons. Today is my parents' 33rd wedding anniversary. And their love is one for the ages. It is by far my favorite love story, and I'm a romantical, so that says a lot. And there's a poem that I stumbled across during my college years called Other Lives and Dimensions, and finally a love poem. And I stumbled across it, and I still have the email. I emailed it to my father, and I said, I feel like you would love this poem. He was also hopeless romantic. Maybe not hopeless after my mom came along, but romantic. And I sent this to him, and he replied saying that he loved the poem, and he was like, yes, this is about how I feel about your mother. But he said something, he was saying it in a funny way, but I know he meant it, and we went over it a couple different times. So I wanted to read this poem for my mama and for my family. So this piece is called Other Lives and Dimensions, and finally a love poem, and it's by Bob Hickok. My left hand will live longer than my right. The rivers of my palms tell me so. Never argue with rivers. Never expect your lives to finish at the same time. I think praying. I think clapping is how hands mourn. I think staying up and waiting for paintings to sigh is science. In another dimension, this is exactly what's happening. It's what they write grants about. The chromodynamics of mournful whistlers. The audible sorrow and beta decay of old Battersea Bridge. I like the idea of different, theirs and elsewheres. An Idaho known for bluegrass. A Bronx where people talk like violets smell. Perhaps I am somewhere patient, somehow, kind. Perhaps in the nook of a cousin universe I've never defiled or betrayed anyone. Here, I have two hands, and they are vanishing. The hollow of your back to rest my cheek against. Your voice and little else but my assiduous fear to cherish. My hands are webbed, like the wind-torn work of a spider, like they squeezed something in the womb, but couldn't hang on. One of those other worlds, or a life I felt passing through mine, or the ocean inside a mother's belly, and she had to scream out. Here, when I say, I never want to be without you. Somewhere else, I am saying, I never want to be without you again. And when I touch you, in each of the places we meet, in all of the lives we are, it is with hands that are dying and resurrected. When I don't touch you, it is a mistake in any life, in each place and forever. That was that.
That was beautiful.
It's a favorite piece of mine. It's very abstract, but the message stands. And I feel, although today is more difficult than I can imagine, I feel such gratitude to have grown up around a love so strong, and to still feel it here now beyond the physical universe. So I wanted to share that. That was for you, my mama.
So much. Thank you for sharing that. That was beautiful, Leah.
Thank you.
I'm gonna keep it moving and grooving, and send my. I love your moms. I can't wait to give her a hug. Squeeze you, mom.
All right. So we'll keep it moving and grooving. We've got a line of heavy hitters on Diggity Deck. On deck is Illmatic Soul Butts coming to the virtual stage right now. Let's put our hands together for Atlas.
Woo! Welcome.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, awesome. So I think one of the reasons why there's so much tension when we are just sort of going after each other through social media is because we've all been dealing with something that isn't tangible. It isn't a person, it isn't a thing, it's in the air, it's liquid and so on, but there's no real healthy way to vent. And my form of therapy was to simply write COVID a letter, and this is my letter to COVID. Dear COVID, in case you're looking for me, I won't be home. I won't be stress eating. I won't be smoking one cigarette after another. I won't be drinking myself numb, barely allowing myself to sleep, because that would make things way too easy for you. If and when we meet, I will not be staring at a screen, obsessing over every little detail about you, because you're a virus, not an ex. I'll admit, at first, I was spending a lot of time asking all sorts of questions about you. Where did you come from? Where are you going? Will you get stronger? How many lives will you impact before you're gone? But we fear what we don't understand. And I've had time to realize that it was never you I was afraid of. As it turns out, I didn't need to learn more about you. I needed to learn more about myself. You see, I've been so concerned with losing my life when honestly, not too long ago, I wasn't even sure what I wanted to do with my life. So I started asking myself the same questions I was asking about you. Where did I come from? Where am I going? Will I get stronger? How many lives will I impact before I'm gone? I should be mad at you, but I'm not. I'm really upset and disappointed in myself. I was asleep when you woke me, and I almost stayed asleep even after the alarm went off. But then the calls came in from people I've known my whole life, but whose voices I hadn't heard in months. I mean, people have been calling me who don't even call me on my birthday. The effect was contagious, almost as contagious as I hear you are. So all this time away from work and others has shown me what I really look like. I was always so concerned with my appearance. Just the morning routine alone was exhausting and stressful. I would wear clothes that I hoped would make me look thinner, shoes to try and make me look taller, jewelry to make me look wealthier, and then I would hop into a vehicle I could barely afford just to drive to a job that just barely provides the means to buy these costumes. It's so strange. They want me to put on a face mask, but as it turns out, I've been wearing one almost my whole life. It's so much easier to breathe now without putting on the facade and the show and all the added weight. The air has never been so incredible. But I mean, I'll be honest, look, I keep wondering, when you'll stop, or when the world will go back to how I remember it. But the more I think about it, the more I hope it never goes back to how it was. I don't want to go back to being the person I was before you showed up, because there's so much about me I wasn't really all that happy with. I just kept distracting myself with any gadget, screen, drink, drug I could find, but you forced me to spend some real quality time with the one person I've been neglecting the most. I've been forced to sit in my home and stare at how much I have filled it with emptiness. The crap I didn't really need, with money I didn't really have, that I put on shelves and never touched, and apparently never bothered to clean. Countless times, people have told me, whatever doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. Really? Whatever doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. Is that cliche true now? It's probably the truest it's ever been. And all the energy I spent being afraid of dying has turned into a desire to actually live, not just maintain a pulse or a paycheck, but actually be present in my life and the lives of those I care for. And I've finally been afforded time to look at the seemingly endless photos I've taken, which only helped me realize that life isn't about capturing the moment. It's about allowing the moment to capture you. Look, I could sit at home. I could gain weight. I could watch TV. I could avoid everyone I care for and blame you for it. I mean, millions of people are, but look, I'm not. I can't. I'm not going to blame you or anyone else for what's missing in my life, because I have been doing that way before you came along. So look, like I said, I most likely won't be home when you come by. I'll probably be on my bike. enjoying these empty roads and most likely trying to move faster than I think you can possibly catch me. And with every spare breath, I'll be saying hello to the brave people willing to venture into this beautiful world with me. But if I am home when you come by, I won't be alone. Because the rebel you've inspired decided on a different strategy than isolation. You see, if you want new results, you need new methods. And I have intentionally spent so much of my life alone, enough to know that isolation doesn't heal. Isolation hurts. It kills. I have filled my house with the people that remind me how valuable this life is and what I'm even fighting for in the first place. You want them? You'll have to get through me. And I'm not going down without a fight. If your only goal was to kill me, don't worry. You succeeded. Because the person I was when you showed up is gone. And I guess I have you to thank for that. So, dear COVID, thanks.
Wow.
That was beautiful. That was one of the best COVID themed poems I've ever heard. 100%.
Yes. I love how conversational it was too.
Oh my gosh, yeah. How did that take you a long time to write? I'm curious.
So, the brief answer to your question is it didn't take me long. I don't know if I speak for a lot of writers, but when I'm actually writing, like typing or writing, I'm transcribing. The writing usually takes place while I'm like walking around or interacting with people. But what's happened and what's crazy is COVID has become this divisive conversation, right? So it used to just be politics and religion, and people knew to steer away from that during Thanksgiving dinners and whatnot.
Yeah.
But now during the time where we're all battling the same storm, and yet we're all so divisive. So I've been called reckless, I've been called inconsiderate, and I've been called selfish. And I've been called these things for getting in my vehicle at my own expense and visiting people I knew lived alone and wouldn't have any other face or any other person to hug them or to be there or to share a meal with them. While, and people have their own methods. Some people haven't left their house since March 17th, 2020. Good for them.
Yeah.
But that's not me. And there's been a lot of shaming going on for people who choose to prioritize their mental health over their physical health. But for me, where the mind goes, the body follows. And I will tell you, a lot of the people who died in the hospital had very little to do with what the virus was doing to their body, and a hell of a lot to do with what loneliness was doing to their spirit. So,
where are you tuning in from, Atlas?
New Orleans, Louisiana.
New Orleans.
Yeah, J Rose. Everybody here says y'all.
I've never been there. I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll go, Jay, as you will go to every other state with the J Rose experience.
That's facts. We'll talk about that later. Thank you so much for sharing, Atlas. Where did you hear about us, by the way? Where did you find us?
I have been scouring everything I could find on the internet for like open mics and stuff like that, and I think I found you guys through Eventbrite.
Yeah.
I will be here as often and as long as this goes on. So.
Thank you. Shout out to Eventbrite. They be putting on, yo. Don't be sleeping. They put on without us doing the work.
Thank you so much, Atlas. That was amazing. You guys make sure you follow Atlas. We appreciate you being here.
Who do we have up next? What did I say? I know we have Illmatic Soul, but on deck.
On Diggity Deck, we got our guy, the Great Sigma, on Diggity Deck.
Yes.
But coming to the mic right now. It is always a treat. It's always a blessing. One of the frequent flyers, one of the people who was here from the tippity top.
Originators, original.
Oh yes, you guys put your hands together for Illmatic Soul.
Yay! Hi.
Hello, thank you for the introduction.
Aww. We love you.
Yeah, I was here from the beginning. Actually, it was the first open mic that I decided on, and I pop in and out, but life gets busy, so.
Yes, no, that's amazing. I didn't know we were the first ones, though. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you guys were the first. I just actually celebrated my 26th birthday on the 26th, so that was an exciting moment with my family.
Aries.
Yeah, I'm an Aries.
Happy belated.
Thank you. I have a short poem and a kind of short poem for you guys, so I give everybody their opportunity. This is Untitled. I don't remember when I wrote it, but I must have been in nature or something. Morning comes with the sun much differently, among broken leaves and pine cones. No such thing as horns rushing through life. Hold the screen and slow the picture down. Birds greet you before the goosebumps because of missing covers. Oh, the sweet sound of morning in the land of nothing but birds, trees, and the sun. And that's the end of that one. This one is called Lost Loves. Your eyes outline what love is meant to be. Mistakes of the structure bared rough wood markings from when you gave someone else the power to mold you. To heal the architecture, smooth out the edges that sharpened over carelessness. Iterate reverence in your framework and watch you heal. Become the joints that bring prayer, removing cynicism from the blueprint of our beginnings. I wonder if you will allow time for the new foundation to prove worthy of your affinity. The heart of our becoming beat beyond the sound of the world while it rumbles. You were the only angel worth a lifetime. You were the symphony to my soul, to the ones I never knew how to love. And that's it.
I was cheering. That was beautiful.
Listen, we got fans. Your fans are in the comments right now.
I appreciate it.
You're always a deep writer.
Yeah, listen, my family don't like how deep I get, but it is what it is. I become it regardless.
We appreciate that shit, yo. We do.
Thank you.
They'll get used to it. Don't worry.
Yes.
That was amazing. You make sure you follow our girl Illmatic Soul at _Illmatic Soul _ As always, we keep the banner below as the person is performing. If you didn't catch it, then just give a holler or wait until a couple days in and Jay will send it out to all the performers. But we do encourage you to follow as the show goes on. So we're going to keep it moving and grooving and flowing and growing because we just have an amazing line of heavy hitters. So we've got our guy, 2020 graduate, AC Lightning on Diggity Deck. But coming to the mic right now, let's put our hands together for a very good friend and a frequent flyer of Virtual Voices. Put your hands together for the great Sigma!
Yay! Wait, you're muted, Balin. You're muted.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, you're good now.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I wanted you to be able to see what's going on. This is something I created a long time ago, and it's based on a classic effect created by Michael Amar. And so I want to share it with you, but she's a deck of cards, and I need somebody to help me out. And I'm just going to shuffle these up, and Leah or Jay, you can have any card you want. So I'll just shuffle through, but if you see one you want, just let me know. Oops. Sorry. There we go.
Jay, I'm going to do it this time.
Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts, real nice. So we're gonna pick 3 cards. So
yes, that's me. That's me. Yes.
okay. All right. There's a Queen of Clubs there if you want, or Jack of Spades. 4 of Spades. There's 10 of Clubs. No. We got King of Spades. King of Spades. Want King of Spades? I'll keep going. No. All right.
This one.
4 clubs. 4 clubs or 6 of Spades.
Yes.
Yeah.
6?
4 clubs.
4 clubs.
4 clubs.
Okay. All right. 4 clubs. All right. I'm gonna go a little bit faster, and we'll have you take the last one. Just say whenever you want.
Whenever I want.
Okay. All right. You want the 4 or the 5?
The 5.
The 5. Okay. The 5 it is. Okay. Perfect. So we've got these are the 3 cards you chose. I'm gonna show you something. We're just gonna we'll start with the Queen. Hopefully nobody's colorblind.
You just changed the color of it, Molly. Yeah, the colors just changed.
What?
Yo!
Wait, what? Oh!
Sigma!
Sorcery! This is sorcery!
Sigma!
Black's red.
Wait for it. Oh my God.
Don't do it again. Don't do it again.
Oh yeah.
Stop it!
Last one. All right.
Yo.
All right. Hey, hold on. Take this one.
What the hell?
Oh my God.
Wow.
They're all red, look, see?
Yo.
Oh my God.
Now, I have a question for you. Do you remember the 3 cards that you chose?
Queen, the 4, the 5.
Yes.
The Queen, the 4, the 5.
The Queen, the 4. The Queen. Okay. Watch.
They remember.
They remember.
What?
Oh my God.
My memory's starting to fade a little bit.
What?
Oh my God.
Sigma.
In fact, if you ask me, I couldn't tell you where any of those cards went.
Oh my God. Yes.
You're my brother Andres in the background. He goes, "Wizard!"
It's like sorcery.
Y'all put your hands together for the one and only.
I just want to make a really quick announcement. We have people that, if you guys are tuning in and you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, I do see you guys trying to get into the studio. I'm working on making some space for you guys. Those of you that are in the studio, if you performed already and you're waiting for round 2, just tune in on Facebook or YouTube so we can make space for more performers to come in. I promise I will not forget you guys. I have the list. I'm looking at it.
No, we're gonna ask you to come back. We're gonna ask you to come back. We just need you to go and watch us on Facebook or YouTube and exit the studio and then come back as soon as we say round 2, please, just so we can get a couple other performers up in her.
Yes, but that was amazing, Sigma. Thank you. Please make sure that you guys follow and stay in touch. He's amazing, and he's not just a magician, he is an amazing poet as well. So hopefully you guys will hear him for round 2. He'll do some poetry for us. Are you gonna do poetry for us, Valen?
I can do something, but I don't have anything new. I've been writing, but I've been writing a short story. So unless you want to hear a cliffhanger short story.
Yeah, Guys, we'll definitely like you to share something with us in the next.
I'll pull something from the archives. I'll see you guys in round 2.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's keep it moving and grooving. We've got AC Lightning coming up to the virtual stage. And on deck, we are going to jump into our feature performer, King Soul, who is in the building. I can't wait to hear him. But for now, please show some massive love to our good friend, our day one, our 2020 graduate.
Oh, it's what it's
AC Lightning!
So I see y'all are doing good and killing it as always. Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna do a new poem, new piece for y'all tonight. It's poetry, National Poetry Month. So I'll get to that a little bit later. But yeah, all right. So some of us growing up, we had celebrity crushes, and maybe doing this poem, this may bring back some nostalgia and whatnot. Hopefully it does. If it don't, I don't know. But we're gonna get into it. So literally, the poem is called "Celebrity Crushes." A girl like Raven gave me the vision to get me a dream girl like Beyonce, mixed with some Natalie Portman, a politician but not scared to get her hands dirty. Being a man in black, dating Rosario Dawson would be out of this world. I need a Claire Temple who liked going on these wild adventures, or a lady like Gail Gadot who's a Wonder Woman while being about this fast and furious life. I need Taraji P. Henderson, who's about this hustle flow to be my queen to win this empire. Being this Fresh Prince, my jaw drops when I see Tassian Ali. Hillary's pretty, but slow, but Karen Parson could still get it. London stuck up. If Brenda was mine, I'll sing her a song. I would feel victorious if I dated Kat. Regine was stunning, but shallow. I would have shot my shot with Kim Fields. For Rihanna, my love for you would never lie. I'll treat you like the only girl in the world and make you shine bright like a diamond. I don't care if it would be a crime. It would be no ordinary love when it comes to Sade. TLC, they're crazy, sexy, and cool. Shoot, I would shout if I was their boyfriend. I'll be digging on them like a red light special. Unlike Cardi, Megan, and Nicki, I don't deal with those scrubs. To be with Debbie Ryan would be the sweet life. Her and Rihanna are why I like women with big foreheads. I understand why Overton married Sinclair. She's awkward, beautiful, and supportive. If I was living single, I would have shot my shot at Kim Coles too. Ariel Winter is a nerd I will go hard for. Kat Dennis looks nerdy and beautiful being Darcy Lewis. Amy and Bernadette could have gotten this Big Bang Theory. And let's not front. Linda Cardinelli made Velma and Scooby-Doo beautiful. And we're not going to act like Ugly Betty wasn't pretty. And don't lie, Jill Scott made Sheila look beautiful. I would have cracked the bottle over Mike Heads too. That's why I like women with braces, brains, and glasses. And as a young boy, I worked on this game plan to get Madison Pesci. Tisha Campbell and Martin, I liked her as Gina. I would have made her my wife and have kids with her. Same with Jennifer Freeman and Parker Posey. Junior is too dumb to handle a woman like Brooklyn Sedano. And I thought my life was like Everybody Hates Chris, where Paige Heard was my babe. Here, Leah said, try again. She would have had me at my best. And Jessica Alba's nickname should be Honey, because she's too sweet. Should make me feel like Mr. Fantastic. And women like Mia Kunis, Megan Fox, and Vanessa Hudgens were the popular girls in school. But I wanted to take my chances anyway. Chasing around Sofia Vergara would be a hot pursuit. Alicia Keys is my boo, and that girl's on fire. Me and China Ann McClain's vibes would set off sparks and lightning, while me and Halle Berry create storms of our own. I'm trying to pull J-Lo. She's known to be Jenny from the block. For Regine Hall, I would be her best man. Megan Good, I would bring her to my family cookout. And Sanaa Lathan is the essence of brown sugar. And Keke Palmer was definitely my star. And being influenced by these women, I would like to have a celebrity of my own one day.
Ooh, okay.
My man's naming all the names.
Creativity.
He
That was
naming all the names. What's good?
Okay.
That was
Listen,
amazing, AC. Oh my God, I love that.
He came to
that was
represent it.
not easy to write because I mentioned like about maybe 40 something actors or singers and
the you hit all the references too. You hit them. You did your research, my friend.
no, like
Oh,
literally, I really did. I was just like, okay, I need to know who I had to think for in the 2000s, like the sitcoms, like some of the singers, and even like some of the shows like Living Single and Fresh Prince and stuff like that. Seeing that I watch that all the time, so I'm like, okay, let me add this here and whatnot. It's just
2020 graduate flexing.
I'm a poet and rapper, spoken word artist, filmmaker, all that good stuff. I do music as well and whatnot. Y'all can follow me at the AC like the underscore.
Oh, I didn't put your info up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that should be up right about now.
Oh, you getting in trouble, Jay.
Make sure you follow our good friend. If you're in Facebook or YouTube and you were waiting to get into the studio, we have space in the studio for you. So please come on and join us. If not, after the next few performers, we will be doing our round 2. But thank you, AC. We love you. Let me tell you, AC is another one of our day ones. He literally he was at more virtual voices than like both of us. Like
Yes.
So thank you for the love and always supporting us. We love you. All right. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for our featured performer?
I'm ready. I've been looking forward to this.
Can I get the live audience to
Can we get the live audience?
Yes. So, coming up to the stage right now is our featured performer. Thank you so much for agreeing to be on the show. I know it was like kind of last minute when I reached out to you, and it's actually, I feel like there's a such thing as divine timing, right? So I reached out to you. I asked you to be the feature, but I didn't know where you were from, where you're based from. And simultaneously, I made a decision as to where I'm going to be filming the next season of the J Rose Experience. And it just so happens to be the area you're from. So not only featuring tonight, but you know, there's some interview in the works down the line. So please put your hands together and show massive love to our friend King Soul. Woo!
Yo, stop that. Y'all got me feeling special and whatnot. Calm that down. Hi everybody. I'm King Soul. I'm a poet, born and raised in Tampa, Florida. I'm a wee bit awkward at times, so I usually go in with a poem. So let's do some poetry.
Let's go.
Hi, my name is Kelvin. I suffer from glossophobia. It's fear of public speaking. It affects 4 out of 10 Americans. Well, at least that's what the article said. When I had to sit down to research why it's so hard for me to talk to people. Why even introducing myself feels like I'm being indicted for murder. Our conversations seem more like competitions when we exchange ideas and if I could be real. It's hard for me to form strong bonds because eventually I have to talk to you. Never noticed that I often keep my hands to my side or deep down in my pockets just in case I have to wipe away all my sweaty insecurities before I reach out and shake your hand. Never let me see you sweat. Bet. Well, can you provide some explanation on why if a random stranger asks me, do I know where the bathroom at? The top of my head becomes a waterfall and it streams down my face, beard, and neck. The article said that it could start as early as your childhood in school. Wanting so bad not to be picked on to give the answer. And for most people, the problem is not speaking, but the fear of being ridiculed because they was picked on when they was a kid. It's just crazy. That's the exact same thing a therapist told me 15 minutes into a free consultation. My heart started racing. Fish knows too much. Never have I had to rewind so much I hid behind things I marked for deletion years ago. It had to be from my elementary days, when I was told that the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, so you are sure to repeat your father's ways. Nowadays, pick up Love's guitar, hoping that I memorized every note, but now our relationship is only holding on by 2 good strings. So don't make the same sound that once did when I was a baby. And you refuse to let me leave your arms. The king grows up. Physically, there is no harm at the expense of his mental becoming collateral damage. Say the first step is to admit it. And then every step that follows leads you to the answer. This fear is becoming more like cancer. This stage is my therapy. And your presence is my shot of chemo, because now we know. My biggest fear is me doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Hi, my name is Kelvin, and I'm working to overcome glossophobia. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Y'all can unmute yourselves and clap, you know. We can still hear y'all.
I'm giving you the snaps right here.
That was very, very honest. I love that piece.
Thank you. It's one of those things that a lot of people go through, but they don't necessarily know. And one of my biggest things in life is once you can give something a name, it makes it easier to overcome. Like it's hard to fight a battle that you don't know what you're fighting. So like once you attach something to it, you can find the next steps to get over it, to work through it. Like for me, like this is scary at times, but the fact that I'm doing it is like one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life.
Yes. Yes. There you go. Got to push through it. What else you got for us?
I'm trying to use my little cheat sheet. I'm sorry, guys. I got a little cheat sheet. Little poetry cheat sheet. This it's a short piece. I like to use it more or less for a uplifting or like an encouraging feel. It's something I wrote to myself, about myself, trying to get myself back on track. So quick, please. Bam, bam. In and out. What is the realest shit that you could tell yourself? For me, it's you're really fucking up. Your dreams have placed your visions in the upper crust, but now you're taking uppercuts, grabbing low-bearing fruit. Although it's not the sweetest, you find comfort in its reaches. Your biggest question mark is the follow-through. Follow you? Where? You still trying to figure out the way you split with your last girl was even fair. That's because you care. You only want to bring joy. You pray your words never bring hate, but Libra. Scale must be balanced no matter which way falls the weight. You're looking for an escape. I know where you can find one. It lies in between those lines where you give life the words foretelling past, present, and future times. So grind. Like a brown Arabica bean. Right after they drop you over the blades, being cut and refined to be presented well on stage. Man, these late night writing sessions got me spilling coffee on page. We're not even in the same book. If we ever be on the same page. Thank you.
Woo! Okay, we got it right this time.
Yeah, I was like, where's the live audience?
Y'all got me up here feeling special now. It's special.
Oh.
I gotta wipe off a little bit. Oh yeah, I sweat from time to time. Like that poem before about glossophobia and sweating and stuff. All that's real. Like that's not no joke. Like I be sweating and stuff, but y'all can't really see because chocolate really don't melt that well on screen. All right. All right, this poem I got right here, I entitled it Hero. It's sort of a look on how we see people. I do a good amount of poems about how we see people, how we treat people, because at the end of the day, we all need each other in some way, shape, or form. So really assess and pay attention how you treat people. And now poetry. off my soapbox. Now poetry. Yeah. What if Superman's kryptonite was at the bottom of a Hennessy bottle? and Batman lost his Batarang in Batcave, paying off his gambling debts? What if the lasso of truth didn't reach out as far as it once did due to Wonder Woman's battle with arthritis? What if the Flash was only fast after he smoked meth? Would they still be your heroes? Or would you only see the fault in their lines snorted by the iron nose of Tony Stark? What if radioactive steroids was the reason Bruce Banner thought he turned into the Hulk? Now let's talk. What if Captain America donned a hat that read, "Make America safe again"? What if you believed that his race was the only one that should come back again? So now, let me ask again. Is he still your hero? Or would you become an avenger for all your people slaughtered by his hands in the name of your God? Is it odd if Aquaman was into bestiality? I mean, it's just him and the fish. If all it took was one kiss for Ant-Man to realize that women was not his preference, could they still be your heroes? Or are they transgressions too much for you to bear? Like, they can't have all this power and still be fucking up. That shit ain't fair. I only fuck up when I'm powerless. What if Storm was excommunicated from the X-Men? Because at the last press conference, she threw up a black power fist. Now, to me, in my eyes, that's a power lift, but is she still your hero? Or is the fact that you don't see color only allow you to see her peaceful protest as a hate crime, better yet hate speech? Or if the Black Panther took a knee right before throwing the first pitch at Fenway Park, the night the Yankees came into town, and crowd is loud, the sky is dark, how would he be received? Will he still be a hero? Or would the fact that he had something to say negate the fact that we risk his life every day just to save you? So I ask, what if my father's kryptonite was at the bottom of a Hennessy bottle? And I lost my wife and kids paying off my immaturity debts? What if the hugs didn't feel the same after grandma had that stroke? What if a pickup game in the park was the reason my uncle didn't go pro? Could we still be heroes? Will you become man in glass house throwing stones, proudly exclaiming, "How can I know right when all I have done is wrong?" So who is your hero? Thank you.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Beautiful.
Jeez, that one hit home for me right there.
Thank you.
Not just because of the comic book references, but because you related to the real.
Yes.
Give us a what if, and then gave us the real deal. Like, bruh, I love the fact that you did that.
Thank you. I mean,
You got me with that.
That's where it's at though. Like, because if we know Superman to be Superman, we'll treat Superman accordingly. But what if your Superman is somebody that everybody else don't see as Superman? You know what I mean? Like, you know this person is dealing with something, but the rest of the world think they're trouble because of what they're dealing with. It's a disease, you know what I mean? So, like, always constantly check yourself on how you treating people, how you treating the world around you and environment and all that stuff. Because, like, it's all full circle. We all need each other.
Absolutely. We all we got, as Leah V would say.
We all we got.
We all we got.
Y'all speaking my language. I love being here tonight. All right, I'm close out with this last piece. This is one of my favorite pieces of all time. It's fairly new. It is a piece that fun fact, I write a lot of pieces about myself or to myself. I feel like I need to hear a lot of the stuff that I be saying. Fun fact. But this was another piece like that, sort of finding myself or stepping into who I know I am. I am miracle baby from the day that I was born. Heart stopped numerous times. Can only imagine how many pieces mama heart torn. I was born. Crying baby in hospital bed. Half body black, half body red. I am survivor. No, I am MacGyver, taking pen and paper and building empire. I am fire, spitting from the lips of a flamethrower. No, I am my story, spitting from the lips of this flamethrower. I am purpose, translated in pen written between lines of a notebook, safely tucked away from prying eyes of hope crooks. This how dope look. So let me ask you, how your hope look? I am motivator, educator, an uplifter of my people. I am the greatest when choosing between the lesser of two evils, but not evil. Don't jump. This ain't a stunt, Knievel. I am the gift of God. Pops did it first. I'm the sequel. I am nerves of steel, within shaky ball of anxiety. Calm on stage, but watch me get off. Come try to say hi to me. Watch how fast I say bye to we. I mean this conversation we are having. Most times I walk away laughing like one day I'ma overcome this dumbness of thinking my words do not carry weight. I am weight. I am my greatest escape. I am not my mistakes. I'm the father of 3 young men. My whole purpose, put them in position to win. When it's all said and done, they won't know where my reign ends and your great-grandsons begin. I am all in. I am all of us win. When pen touches paper, I become poetry purveyor. I am pushing poems for a profit, or are these poems pushing a profit? I just can't stop it. I am creator. I'm all out of excuses. Walking around feeling useless. I'll use this. I pen my pain and let it go. And for my legacy, I am ruthless. I leave you cactus jack toothless. Of mankind to do love. If you know, then you know. And I am. Whatever I say I am. If I wasn't, shit, I wouldn't be me. Thank you.
Woo!
Had to hit us with the Eminem at the end right there.
That was amazing. So
War and Pieces were beautiful. I love them.
Absolutely amazing. You guys make sure you follow our feature performer. All his information below. What a set. Thank you so much for giving that to us. The rawness and the language together is just a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
The whole delivery, the wordplay it was just great. Great.
Thank you. I gotta stop making me feel special. I'm just a poet.
Do you have anything that you want to promote that you have going on right now that you want people to know about?
Actually, yes. I have a podcast that's dropping next Tuesday. Well, this Tuesday coming up because we passed the last Tuesday. This Tuesday, the Poetry Corner podcast. First guest is Curtis Davis. Also have merchandise. If no one's told you today, you're dope t-shirts. If you follow me on Instagram at @itsjust_soul, you'll find this and much, much more. Everything that I got going on.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for coming through and doing your thing. You're welcome to stick around. Usually when our features, if you stick around, we'll have you come share one more piece on the second round.
Okay.
If you want to hang out. No pressure.
I'm gonna hop out and watch so I can let other people come in and I'm gonna come in.
Appreciate that. Yes, yes. Thank you.
Amazing. Just another example of why Virtual Voices is so majestic. I mean, we've got people from all over America coming through today. We've got people Jay knows. We've got people Jay's found. We've got people who found us. And the reason why I always make that note in the beginning of the rules and regulations is exactly why. Because we've created a space that allows people to share those most vulnerable pieces as King Soul just blessed us with. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving on this.
Can we have a quick, hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt. Can we have like a little quick commercial break? Like a little commercial break.
Oh yes, I think we can.
I got a little commercial for y'all, all right? So I've been talking about the J Rose experience. If you don't know what the J Rose experience, here's a little commercial, little ad about what it is. It's a talk show that I host, and I travel to different cities, and I interview poets from that are based in those cities. So far, we've done New York, we've done Atlanta, and we've done Philly. So season 4, we're headed to, I'm gonna say because it's just us. Don't tell nobody, okay? But next season is gonna be in Tampa, Florida. So going somewhere warm, okay? Because I'm tired of this cold. All right. So here's a little commercial to break down what I do on the show. Enjoy. Very cool.
Woo!
I
Oh, the home audience loved that, Jay.
Thank you.
Was like, that was awesome.
I made it myself.
Yes.
Holla at me for that video editing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
While I have you guys here, real quick, I got my sister in the corner.
Hi, sister.
Just wanted to embarrass her. She's been gone a week, and I missed her, so I'm embarrassing her.
Welcome back, sis. If anybody is tuning in on Facebook and YouTube that performed earlier and wants to come back for round 2, please come back into the studio. We're gonna step into round 2 after our next 2 performers. Who do we have next? Because I didn't even say.
We have. It's been a magical evening thus far, an enlightening evening, if you will. We're at the beginning of spring here, but we're all still, being our virtual selves alongside one another, experiencing the magic carpet ride that is virtual. We're gonna keep it flowing and growing this evening. We've got Blue Flames the Poet on Diggity Deck, but blessing the mic right now, a returning contender, one of our frequent flyers. Y'all put your hands together for the one and only Poetically Nate.
What's good?
Peace. How you doing, Nate?
I'm doing all right. What's good with you?
I'm good. What you got for us tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna do this new piece.
New shit?
It's called it's one about cancel culture. This just in the news today, we have so many famous names such as Aunt Jemima and Dr. Seuss get wiped off by so many haters with high profiles. But they can look at what they can do for themselves. See, here we are at the rim where they are trying to take away the traditional things that we were raised on and been carried on by generations that gave us roles and values. There were famous people that fed us, such as Aunt Jemima, who made us pancakes, and Uncle Ben, who showed us how to make rice, which turned out to be creative with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we can't go out and be hungry. Dr. Seuss taught us how to read and speak to people, and also taught us personal responsibility. He made green eggs and ham, made Mulberry Street that way that it is today. Fresh Prince the same I am. Y'all can call him racist, but every book and every value comes from him. Y'all found my girl Gina Carano for her God gave her right to speak. Guess what though? She didn't need y'all anyway, but y'all still deleted her like Twitter and made her a Marvel. Y'all took food out of the famous kids' mouths, thinking they would destroy them and humiliate them, but you guys failed. Y'all know y'all just won some, but y'all just lost one. Cancel morals and values, cancel traditions, cancel responsibilities. Are you kidding me? How you gonna cancel them? You can't cancel your own promise. Are you serious now? That might cancel me. I don't know. Cancel culture. Y'all gone too far though. All right, that's my piece.
Woo!
That's my piece, y'all.
Nate, do you have anything that you are going to promote? Like maybe a book that you published? I don't know.
Yes. I got my book Lost in Wonder, and I got merch.
Oh, and merch.
And
Okay.
merch. So the link's in the bio. So I just click on it and then go from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much
Yes.
for sharing with us, Nate. Make sure you
Yeah.
get that book and get that merch, guys. That's how we making money right now as artists
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
difficult out there to make money getting on that stage.
Oh yeah.
Support one another. Support one
Yeah, there
another.
you
We
go.
all we got. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving. We've got. Let me see. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. I believe we have the co-hostesses on Diggity Deck. But blessing the mic right now. Y'all put your hands together for another OG of ours, Blue Flames, the poet.
Welcome.
One of Mama Gonza's favorites.
Oh man. Now, first off, before I get into this piece right here, poetically, Nate, you hit the nail on the head because cancel culture is a bunch of bull. Okay?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Like, come on, man. Accountability is one thing, but that right there just takes it way too far. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
But I'll be getting to my piece. I ain't gonna take too long. Oh, and this is actually the part 2 that I talked about in the last one that we did. So with this piece, I'll explain the entire concept between these two pieces once I finish. This is called Sweet Bitter of the Ballads. Counterclockwise of the revolving doors to the answers we seek. Every extrovert, external expression displaying the outgoing personality that sparks curiosity outside of the comfort. She's the epitome of hidden passion splintering off from the whole that put her on. Sent to be the promise of exploring new territories to override the very blind spots to function with more clarity, to see things differently than how they used to be, for our comfort in community, to thrive on really becoming the true selves we can be, to take a moment of separation from the oversaturation. Visually punctuate words with just words, but then words aren't enough. The images finds us first as they hit us when it's supposed to. She's the Emily Dickinson of speaking facts into existence, capturing the feels of her feels, giving us feels, getting lost inside the notes of the outside when provoked and inspired to elope for the appeal. Then the Picasso painting, broad strokes, strikes when being in the zone. As we begin to hold ourselves accountable to see it to the end, when we're ready to accept the consequences alone. With these achievements that we challenge for a peace of mind individually, so collectively we linking up to carry undoubtedly to pick up on the strategies to finally release our insecurities. Though she's the same body that wasn't as free. Cause when her mind was made up, she supplies us with treatments of good times to distract us, paying her our pity as she sells us dreams. Sympathies go out to her as she goes out there buying herself some trees, shoot up to go numb, bumping lines to keep us in line while trying to white out the flaws and soon black out with permanent marker or barely erasing the ink from our conscience as much as we tend to graffiti our skin. From every sleeve to shirt to pants to masks, our memories stuck around with us much longer than the subs made us harder to remove any further. She's the heart within the sea of heartless and wannabe somebodies that are actually nobodies. It's Kingdom Hearts, essentially. She's Kyrie in a sense to plead and beg for mercy till she got to start fighting to bring unity. Shared with Nominee holding on to the chain, birthed by sleep to waking up in 358/2 days to remember melodies of the union between the convoluted to the cohesive, with time to set the stage, with all the queen's rule and all the king's men that couldn't put these eggshells together again. What's been fractured can't be fully repaired. And by that, I only meaning people, we ain't prepared. We talking that be prepared for anything, but nothing can prepare us for the next stages to rise higher. And as we expected, we lower our expectations. We faction into groups to call out the basics. So on a daily basis, the routine has been embedded. To believe that our lessons have lessened the more that we invest in our mistakes manifested. She adorns the interception of crossing over suggestions to reveal beneath the entrance. She catches us in her gaze while she's undressing as we're stoned to even move towards the exit. She can be persuasive in her deception, moving to the rhythm of her presence. Dancing to the deuce in demand for the triple X encore, stroking male egos while seducing female curiosities more. But with all that said, this is meant to be a warning of the temptations to be intrigued till the morn. For then, the nightlife brings out the wild side as she's been making a living trying to please the crowd's eyes. Yet someday diverge from the limelight. Street lights, strobe lights, flashlights that peeks into the noisiest of the quietest highs. Leaving us to our devices that can lead to our demises, the way we monetize derogatory devices in the process. To crescendo at the top of the amount to point the way out. So let's say the new breed of the American's way of life. Mr. World's the overseer for future establishments, all the known adaptation to the currency and enforcements, to reassuring our accelerated dip in attention span for dominance. Technical boys, the extended reach and upgraded products to rewrite the data and coded messages. Every model that's repurposed to carry around as an addicting means to an end. Trojan horse from the human hand to the mouth. This will make her media as the socialite to influence socialites. Every image put to screen is the nonstop rabbit hole of her wonderland schemes. Make us feel invincible, untouchable. The digital touch to our endorphins make our physical invisible. Wars by the pushes of keystrokes to our worship that's been divisible. One nation under gods taking advantage of our subtext to contextualize their own weapons of mass destruction. And if she's involved with that, then there's no turning back from it. The damage was already done. But maybe there's a chance she ain't a complete villain and just playing the game while playing the long game. Solutions don't come cheap. Through each of the expensive wordplay, she can personify her birthday suit. Doesn't mean that her exterior ain't exposing the inner truth.
Yes.
Blue Flames, the poet, coming through with that vocab fire as usual.
I love that, like, those of you that have been following the platform and joining us, you know, through all these this past year. Like, I just love being a witness to, like, the progression of everybody's writing and seeing everyone just develop, and just, like, that was beautifully penned. Things. I really, really love that piece.
Much love. I appreciate that. Oh, real quick. I know we gotta move on to the round two. We gotta get into the round two. I know you gotta do your piece afterwards, but yes. I wanted to give my quick explanation for the two pieces from the last time and this one I just did. Because you notice with the titles how I flipped it.
Yeah.
First one was bittersweet. This one was sweet bitter.
Okay.
So now with both of these pieces, the first one is meant to be described as in the industry as a whole. That's the he that I'm talking about. The industry as a whole. This one, when I personify the she in this case, is meant to be the branches of whatever interest we are in involving the industry. The whole that put her on.
Look at you being all deep and reflective. I love it.
Being
Yes,
all
yes.
philosophical and everything. I see you, Blue Flames.
I love it.
It always comes through with the subliminal messages, the stuff that needs to be explained. We love you, Blue Flames. Thank you for coming through as always. We're gonna
No
keep
doubt.
it moving and grooving and around Tickety 2. That I don't know how I feel about that one, but we're going with it. So, it's been a magical night thus far. We are going to officially set off round 2. I have this chick I know coming to the mic right now.
Can I just address the there's like it's all guys in the room. The men showed up tonight. So thank y'all. Y'all showed
Shout
out
out to
tonight.
the men showing up tonight, for real, surrounded by lovely gentlemen. We love to see it. But coming to the mic right now, bringing a little more feminine energy to the mix. Y'all put your hands together for the wondrous, amazing, versatile, multifaceted J. Rose.
I almost started clapping.
I've definitely done that before.
Like, yay! Like my son, his birthday was last week, and every time somebody said happy birthday to him, he would say happy birthday back to them. Like, I'm like, no, you say thank you. Anyway, I rarely have new poetry, so I'm sorry. I'm always doing old stuff. I'm very busy in the million projects that I do.
No apologies.
I don't make time. I don't make enough
It's all
time.
good.
But I decided to do this piece. It's titled Untitled Love. And somebody, I think it was AC Lightning, who mentioned Sade earlier tonight.
Yes, I did.
And I absolutely
I love this poem.
love her.
That's actually why I had the poem, because you shared the post about her. I was like, oh, I got pissed Sade, so yeah.
Yes. So I wrote a poem where I mentioned about 22 of her song titles in it. Some of them are very obvious and like well-known songs, and then other titles kind of you won't know unless you're like a big fan. So I hope y'all like it. His love is no ordinary love. You see, he gives me more than what I asked for, so his love is more extra than ordinary. Knowing somebody already broke my heart, I wasn't ready for his love. I even played disappearing acts like Houdini, hiding from his love, because I knew something that good could only kill me at the end. I tried to forget about him over time, but our story was written in our design. And when the stars finally aligned, intervention was divine. I never thought I'd see the day where he flipped the script of my universe upside down and turned me until he found me in another time. A second chance to finally prove his love is strong. He's never given up on me, you know. Even when I lost sight of my will to exist, he took me by the hand and taught me to feel for my purpose written in braille across his heart. A true soldier of love. Battling my demons right by my side as if things between us never went left. Talk about unconditional. His heart has rooms filled of pieces of me I'd given him throughout the years, a collection of the best of me. He knew the martyr in me would keep giving until there was nothing left, so he saved some of me for me. He could have used those pieces to build himself a pedestal that supported his dreams until they came into fruition. Instead, he saved those pieces for me. So I'll tell you again, his love is no ordinary love. His love is king. Ruling the rhythm of my pleasure with his lover's rock, reviving me with his kiss of life, causing a storm to flow in his touch. Ooh, his touch. A smooth operator blending the music of my moans with his like a serato. But you want to know the real Bahapanti? His mind. A crown adorned with jewels of patience, a great sense of humor and intelligence. He's not just any old smart, nah, he's book and street smart. His mind is like a Howard Library in the middle of Compton, challenging my perspective to provoke consciousness. He's become the Visine to my third eye, clearing the redness so that I can see the truth between the lies. The alarm clock that wakes me up when I'm sleeping on my potential for greatness. He is the diary that I never wrote, the safest place for my crumbled thoughts. He is my king, and nothing can come in between us. Like a tattoo, his existence is carved into the legacy of our tribe, and carrying his seed inside was the sweetest gift, and I'll forever cherish the day I made him a father. His name is eternally written across my right rib because I'm an extension of he, and he is an extension of me, and we've got each other's backs as if we would join like Siamese. Separately, we may be unstoppable, but together we are impenetrable because you see, our love is no ordinary love. Our love is hidden in the outskirts of paradise, somewhere in between the moon and the sky, where it grows like wildflower of the universe. It inspires others through its ability to stand the test of time, perfectly imperfect with its share of hurdles and triumphs. There's nothing in this world like it. We are two of one. It's funny how at first this was all about his love, but in the end, it's all about our love. And that's my piece.
Woo! I just love that one. I love it every time you do it. And you know what, Jay? People don't listen to a song just one time and they're like, okay, that's it. We listen to songs over and over and over because we want to hear it again, because there are things that we don't catch. And that is an example of exactly that with poetry. It's beautiful. Every time you say it, I catch something else. It's
Thank
such
you.
a great moment.
Oh, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I think that's the first time I did that piece without like getting emotional.
It's great. It's so deep on so many levels, and your delivery is so great.
Yeah, and if you know my some of the things that I address in that piece, they're a little subtle, but like if you know things that I've been through, you know, there's a lot of like depth in some of those lines. But thank you guys. Love y'all. I appreciate it. Welcome to round 2. If you're tuning in and you performed in round 1 and you want to come back, please join the studio. If you did not perform and you're tuning in now and you do want to jump on for our round 2, drop a mic. I'll send you the info so you could join us. I'm going to introduce our next performer. On deck, we have... Oh, where's the list? Oh, on deck, we have Oliver, all the way from Queens by way of Brooklyn. See, I remember. But I'm gonna call up our lovely hostess with the mostest, Miss Leah V, in the place to be, so she can share one of her pieces tonight. So please give it up, put your hands together for my partner in creative crimes, Leah V.
Thank you, live audience. So as I previously mentioned, and as many of you know, unfortunately lost my father to COVID this time last year. It was uncontrollable. It was very physical. It was not mental. And just wanted to say that. And I'm going to go ahead and get into my piece. I wanted to write something a little more positive. This is actually going to be published in a compilation. I don't have a release date yet, but you follow me everywhere at Leah V Speaks, and I'll put out all of that information as well as all of the upcoming projects I have. I did just get my first in-person theater date secured, so I will be headlining at the Triad Theater in September. But again, follow me everywhere, and I will definitely tell you all about it. So this piece was from a prompt where I was asked who I am. It's a little difficult for me to write about anything that isn't my family right now. So I kind of made it about that. I think I'm gonna just move this chair so I can stand. And all right. Sorry guys, you have to just hear me, okay? So I don't have a title for this quite yet, but I am la hija de Commonwealth to South Boogie. Brown babies moving from pastel colors and sandy wind toward the coldness that is concrete everywheres. Concrete nowheres. 2-bedroom holes and frightening abuelos who make radios in their free time. Did he ever feel enough for here? Did he ever feel home here as I feel? Alongside the proclamation that I am la hija de trombones, golden tubes blasting that big band, blasting that dun 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 dun, claves dancing throughout both my memory and veins. The sounds of my surroundings, sound signaling home, signaling Waldemar who signals Wepa. He told me tales of melodic expansion, how he obstacle coursed his way through horn and congas into my mother's arms on a late night where he gathered her and began their fairy tale and began me. And I am la hija de tennis courts. Yep, I said it. La hija de tennis, y la hija de basketball, y la hija de Webster Avenue outings, afternoons spent under the sun, surrounded by sweaty, colorful bat boys with differing accents, also enjoyed, also encountered, and by my very own Big Bear who carried me from cars after coaching innings and matches and games. He carried me often and he carries me still, and I am la hija de intelligence, lifelong learners who begin new lessons after the book of their careers shut, piano keys and perpetual pages being turned when others might rest, evenings involved in back and forths by the fireplace where we debated the meanings of my favorite E.E. Cummings, his favorite history, our favorite practices. As I type this, the sun pokes at me. It glimmers against my fingertips in the same manner as his smile turning toward the grand sky. A light bulb of pride, glowing when his little girl gave him lengthy listings of words, and I am la hija de 1948 y 2020. But we're not talking about the ladder. I'm not climbing the ladder pointing downward. I will not go dark. I will not go dark. I will not sit still. I will not be silent. I will practice the pieces of you. I will master the love you ensued. No puedes tapar el cielo con la mano. So instead I say as you say, I do as you do, which means that I am a fountain of knowledge. Hands overworked. I am grandiose and powerful. I am moving when the world pours upon its way. I am la hija de hombre hecho y derecho. I am the sun stroking my very own fingertips. I am the proof of his work, the proof of his air, the proof of him. I am going to survive the loss of my darling creator. I am in control. I am my father's daughter. I am dancing through this pain. I am strategizing through this pain. I am learning to live through this pain. I am inhaling him still. I am his pride. I am my father's daughter. I am Huepas, and I am glimmering, and I am la hija de Waldemar, and that is all I will ever need to be. I am my father's daughter. I am the daughter of the greatest warrior of all time. Taino ancestors etched into our conjoined skin. More proof of my daddy being forever, ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and siempre, and ever. And I am la hija de Waldemar Gonzalez. And don't you forget it. Sorry.
I love that piece.
Thank you, guys. I've written a lot of poems based in anger around COVID, and it was just really time to celebrate a little bit, because it is a celebration being my father's daughter. So
absolutely, yes. All right, all right. Give it one more time. So massive love to Leah B. Look at that. Mika J. Wood said you are a queen. Yes, she is. And hey, Mika,
I see
how
her
you
blowing up the
doing?
comments right now.
Listen, Mika speaks Spanish. She over there typing in Spanish. Look at her. Like, she bilingual. That's my friend. I know her. All right, let's keep it going and flowing, moving and grooving.
Moving and grooving and flowing and grooving.
I said it backwards. All right, so up next we have Oliver. On deck we have Atlas. So welcome back to the virtual stage, our new friend Oliver. Woo!
You guys can hear me?
Absolutely,
You
yes.
good?
Yep.
All right, cool. I know you hear them. The sounds of black bodies crash into the ground, as if gravity found a way to discriminate on picking who it holds down. I know you feel it. It's our history. It's too heavy to be held up by a constitution full of contradictions. A doctrine that was adopted by our deadbeat forefathers who tried to abandon the ones they once branded, banish us to ghettos in hopes that we vanish from the blasting of guns that were put in the idle hands of the stranded by a white man named Uncle Sam. Man, listen, I ain't here to point trigger fingers. I'm just a busy thinker, steady trying to decode how they reload empty chambers on a brother who's already face down laying on the pavement. You know, James Baldwin once stated, to be black and relatively conscious in this country means to forever be in anger. That probably explains why the fire in my eyes can never be extinguished. Now, either I'm bugging or we're witnessing extermination. But instead of spraying raid and laying down traps, they come in spraying while they call themselves raiding the trap. And that's a fact 10 times over. If I chose to lie in these lines, they wouldn't begin to serve you. The biggest drug cartels in this world have their own commercials. I know these poems are as close to I'm going to get to freedom. And I know my roots are royal, so I hope you hear the kingdom when I spit. If God is love and money can't buy it, then what's the point of getting rich? They don't sell tickets to heaven. They just create desperate times so we can take desperate measures. But what's the difference between a gangster and a God when reality is just perception? Tell me, what's the difference between a ex-con and a college grad when success is even subjective? As far as I'm concerned, we're all in debt to a set of predecessors that fought for rights that we exercise, but our seeds will rarely learn about. So forgive me if I'd rather push up truth than sit up here and hope everything's going to work out. I know kids who concerned about how their life is going to turn out, and who am I to tell them good if they keep their hood off and their head down? I'd rather build a brigade of warriors by telling them the story of how this world will destroy you if you're not strong enough. Instead of humiliating this upcoming generation by saying that they're lost, I'd rather help be their navigation, a poet and a compass. But I don't call myself conscious because even the so-called conscious be on some con shit. Thank you.
Woo! That was fire!
Fire!
No,
I couldn't even quote.
Bro, what the hell?
The flow was too good. I couldn't quote fast enough.
Thank y'all.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for blessing us not once but twice. We really we love you and hope you come back.
Yes.
Thank you guys for having me.
Please do. Yes. Okay, who we got up next? We've got on deck the great Sigma, also known as Balin, but coming to the virtual mic. Welcome back, Atlas. Woo! Chicago?
New Orleans?
New Orleans. Completely opposite side. Sorry.
Welcome, Atlas.
Welcome, Atlas.
All right, you guys can all hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so real quick, just to preface this, maybe the crowd's too young or too old to get this reference, but there's a book called The Never-Ending Story.
Mm-hmm.
And in this story, there's this thing called the Nothing. And the Nothing is what's destroying the land of Fantasia.
Mm.
This piece was inspired. Now, if you have not seen the movie, please watch the movie. And if you've already seen the movie as a kid, watch it again as an adult, because you'll actually understand what it's all about. So this is inspired by that movie. Here we go. Have you ever come across people who think they know everything? I mean, Maybe you went to school with them. Maybe you've worked with them. Maybe you worked for them. Maybe you dated them. Maybe you live with one of them. Maybe you are one of them. Well, don't worry. I don't claim to know everything. As a matter of fact, I am a self-proclaimed expert on the subject of nothing. I know nothing all too well. I see a stranger being victimized. I feel compelled to do something, but I freeze and do nothing. I see someone, a complete stranger that I feel compelled to talk to, but I stay silent and say nothing. Oftentimes, I do nothing, knowing that the worst thing you can do in any situation is nothing. You see, my parents taught me to fear nothing, and it worked. I'm terrified of it. You ever have that fear? Fear that you'll live for nothing, leave nothing behind, be remembered for nothing? I mean, I think we all do. I think when it comes down to it, we don't want nothing. But when you look at how we live our day, at how we spend our money, oftentimes we actually choose nothing over anything at an alarming rate and expense, right? Tropical vacations promise for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. You can lay on the sand for days and do nothing. We take to social media. My heart goes out to, my thoughts and prayers are with, but what do we actually offer? People in pain, people in need. Nothing. We spent billions of dollars every year on antidepressants and painkillers so that we can feel nothing. We drive on the highway at death-defying speeds, risking our lives and everyone else's. We shop at one massive store instead of several smaller stores. We pay for others to do what we're more than capable of doing ourselves, and we do this so we have as much time left in our day to do nothing. I mean, I get it. Doing nothing is pretty seductive, and oftentimes it feels like it comes at no cost until doing nothing starts to cost everything. Now, let me not get ahead of myself. Look, people who can't walk fantasize about dancing. People who can't see fantasize about traveling the world. People who can't hear fantasize about listening to beautiful music or exchanging in meaningful words. But what do we, those who can walk, can see, can hear, what do we fantasize about doing? Nothing. As a matter of fact, it's become a staple of this great American culture to get to a point in your life as early, as young, and as wealthy as possible so you may afford the luxury of spending the rest of your life doing nothing. There was a time when they were burning books to keep people from reading. Now our libraries are empty. Our bookstores closing. There was a time where you would wait weeks for a beautiful handwritten letter, but now we've replaced pen, paper, and emotions with text, tweets, and emojis. There was a time where you would be killed for believing in any god. But now it seems the only time people pray, casinos, hospitals, prisons, making quick deals when all they really want is another dollar and another day alive to spend it. We live in a time that millions of our ancestors died to give us. We live in a country that literally thousands every day die to reach, because we live in this hard-fought time of freedom where for the most part we have the liberty to do anything. And my young friends, we choose to spit on the graves of our ancestors and do nothing. But I don't know how you feel. I don't know what keeps you up at night, but I am not being dramatic by honestly sharing with you that I am so terrified. I'm terrified because I ask myself, how much longer can we continue to do nothing before there comes a point when there's nothing left that we can do? How much longer can we continue to aspire for nothing of ourselves before that's what we become, that's what we're known for, and that's what we leave behind? But the trick is nothing can work so beautifully if you just know how to use it. Not being poetic, it's literal. Nothing can work so beautifully if you know how to use it. If you claim to be nothing within that moment, you're allowing the possibility to be anything. If you claim to know nothing, then that book that represents your life still has empty pages to be written by all the world's beautiful knowledge and wisdom. Look, there are just 32 days in the year that the average person celebrates, anticipates, participates in. 32. Most of them are pre-printed on the calendar, either paper or digital. And then you've got some anniversaries, you've got some weddings, some birthdays, and then funerals. But what happens to 333 days? For the most part, nothing. But look, I'm not judging. I'm not persecuting anyone. I don't make any presumptions on how you spent last night or last week or last month. I'm here because I think somehow, some way, these words can influence the way that you spend tomorrow. With simple reminders. Look, number one, yesterday has nothing to do with tomorrow unless you want it to, right? Because you're not the accumulation of your yesterdays, you're the living potential of your tomorrows. You can dwell on the past, but you can't live in the past. You've got to live in the future. You are not the accumulation of your yesterdays, you're the living potential of your tomorrows. Here's the second one. You are everything you never said you couldn't be. Sounds like bad grammar. You are everything you never said you couldn't be. You see, when you think long and hard, as COVID has given you the time to do, you'll find that there has been one consistent thing standing in your way. As our politicians change, as your employer changes, there's one constant person that has stood in your way of a better you and a better day. And sadly, but joyfully, you live, sleep, and eat with that person every day. And that person is you. So, again, you are not the accumulation of your yesterdays. You are the living potential of your tomorrows. When I look out into this screen, onto these rectangles, I don't see a dozen people or 24. I see thousands, right? Your neighbors, your coworkers, your classmates, all the people who thought they knew everything. But now you can teach them about nothing. And hopefully your behavior changes to some degree, so much so that they notice and they ask, and hopefully they ask, what did it take to cause this amazing change in who you are? When they ask you, what did it take to change the person that you are and the things that you do, you can honestly tell them nothing. It took nothing. And it means everything.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Woo! Power. Whoa, all the way from New Orleans.
That
Thank
was
you,
deep.
Atlas.
Thank
Oh my
you.
God. That was not a poem. That was a conversation.
He said that was a sermon.
Atlas is full of the sermons and conversational sermons this evening. Thank you so much for blessing us, Atlas.
That was amazing.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Yes.
That was amazing. You make sure you follow our guy, Atlas. We're going to keep it moving and grooving. It has been an amazing night so far of newbies, old bees, in between bees. We love to have all of you. We've got AC Lightning on Diggity Deck, but coming to bless the mic once more. Y'all give it up for the one and only, the Great Sigma. Woo!
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me back. I'm going to read a little bit older piece because all my new stuff is short story work. So
old shit.
Excuse me. Shh. It's the sound of flint on steel that sparks a flame. The blacksmith is at work, striking metal with metal over fire. He inhales the fumes and pounds out a nail. This is his practice. The smoke reminds him he is alive, and the fire tells him he is living. When he is done, and the last ember fades into gray, clink, he drops the nail with the others. He keeps them in an old marmalade jar with a gold lid on his mantelpiece, as if showcasing his work. Shh! Flint meets steel, ignites flame, and the blacksmith is at work. He hammers out his nail, inhaling the fumes to remind him he is alive, and clink, drops it in the marmalade jar with the others. Shh! Flint meets steel, and no one wants to tell him that his habit has become an addiction. The blacksmith buys metal by the carton now, burning dollars and time to hammer out his nails. Clink! Another lands in the jar. Shh! Flint meets steel, and he inhales the fumes again. It's getting harder to ignore the bits of metal in his teeth and the burns on his fingers. Clink! Another lands in the jar. Shh! The blacksmith burns another moment as if he doesn't know he's torching his own time. Clink! Every nail he makes is at the cost of the time it takes to cast it. Shh! The bus came late today and he was in a hurry. Clink! He could have spent 5 more minutes on the phone with a friend. Shh! Clink! 3 more minutes he could have had with his daughter. Shh! Clink! He could have been out with his family. Instead, he spent the weekend hacking up blood and flecks of iron. Shh! Clink! He coughs all the time now. And when he does, I can see the glint of the shards between his smog-blackened teeth, fragments of nail after nail cast into the air by hammer stroke after hammer stroke. Shh! Flint meets steel, and the blacksmith hammers away. The smoke is death, and the fire reminds him he is dying. Clink! He wanted to be buried, but all that is left now that the smoke has cleared is a pile of ash. I thought about casting it into the sea, but it is too late to put out his flame. So instead, I keep his ashes in an urn on my mantelpiece next to an old marmalade jar filled with coffin nails that will never be used. Thank you.
Ooh, okay, poet. He's a poet. Okay.
That might have been a snippet, but it was a poet snippet.
So you're such a phenomenal writer. Like, you know,
Balin, those chapbooks you have lying around or anything, when are you gonna get those out?
Yeah, because
Soon.
Copies.
So I will show you. I'll show you the cover. My friend made this for me many years ago, and I've had some extras. Oh wait, there we go.
Ooh.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. And is that a callback to a brain tumor?
In a way, yeah. I'm also a computer engineer, so if you're familiar with memory dump, that's the blue screen of death. And a lot of my poems have either a skeleton or a specter in there somewhere. So, yeah.
Amazing.
That was amazing. You got to get them out there so we can have copies, Balin.
I'm gonna go grab them and do a count, and I'll see how many I got.
Good.
Yes. Positive influence.
I'm immunocompromised, or at least basically because of my brain tumor. So, unlike some people, I don't go out very often in these times. But I think I can sneak some into the mailbox somehow. We'll figure it out.
Tell the postman to do us a favor.
Yes, and we gotta get you out to New York as soon as it's safe. But I know we've already talked about that.
Yes, we'll send the bubble for you. Trust me, we want you here.
Absolutely. All right,
let's keep it going.
Yes, let's keep it flowing and growing and knowing. We popping non-stopping. We've got Poetically Nate on Diggity Duck, but blessing the mic right now. Y'all put your hands together for the 2020 graduate AC Lightning.
All right, so as an artist, I feel like one thing I want to do as an artist is to not always write serious things. I want to show more my personality and stuff like that and whatnot. So this poem that I'm about to do is gonna show off my weirdness. Just give y'all a heads up right now. And
I'm here for the weirdness.
And I had this poem stored up for years, but I finally finished writing it. The acronym of this poem is called AWAK. There's a title for this poem, but I'll reveal that after I finish. But this is a new poem. I'm a milk chocolate individual. I was made to be suave by default. I'm a weirdo, a nerd. I'll say things that'll leave your brain scrambled. The way I be off my rocker, I cause earthquakes. I'm a dude who uses words like spray cans to paint you this graffiti in my life in a melting pot. I'm one with the force. If you think me being black, I'm only good for a purple lightsaber, you're underestimating my powers. I walk on clouds and stars like a Skywalker and leave some of you breathless like I'm Darth Vader. They know that I'm a threat to the system. They tell me the only way to the top, I need to assimilate. If I blend in, they'll say, you'll be successful. Or I could rip off this KKK costume, gun blazing bow. I'm on my bad boys flow. Mimic these white people like Martin. It's the Negroes. Let me paint you my weird story. I'm on this Fang fighter starship, something out of Star Wars, where I could fly to my own shows, could fly off and fight villains. My life is like a Jurassic Park melody mixed with Boys in the Hood with a pinch of Rush Hour 3. This is Planet of the Apes meets Star Wars, where Samuel L. Jackson comes out as Mace Windu. I come in swinging with my smuggler-type blaster with my blue or green lightsaber, stepping onto the scene, bullets flying, smoke all around me, flicking my braids back while the epic intro music playing in the background. I don't run with an army. I don't need no Han. I ride solo. I'll skywalk on these haters, moonwalk on these strange guys to get away from the dark side. Now this is part of the story where the black guy saves the world. He gets the woman of his dreams. They get married. He has some kids, have a happy marriage, living life real good. And he didn't need to sling drugs, join the gang, or take shortcuts. For some of you, this may be strange. Like it's strange for a black man to be a lion to his own empire, being successful while cutting corners. Or strange to see a black man treat a black woman like a queen, uplifted other women, and not using them for target practice. Hell, you think it's weird seeing a black man breathing and living. I'm what happened with the Psalms of David meets the fist of five-finger death punch. Give you that inspiration, head-swinging attitude, while give you that humble embark on the knowledge talk. And this phase fits perfectly. I'm holy enough to pray for you, but hood enough to swing on you. So, is this my cue to say something heroic? Or preach a positive message? See, I'm used to being misunderstood. I'm that kid that's been awkward in social circles. Never really been the one to walk with crowds because I walk to the beat of my own drum. Life itself is like school. We call it hard knocks. I've been used to the way the system is fixed. The wealthy using cheat codes to this game while I gotta play for the beginning to unlock my potential. In the school, they don't shove you in lockers. They shoot you, kick your body in the grave, laugh at you, and throw dirt on you. And just when you hear the boss music, the game over sign pops up. Time to click on that last save checkpoint. Nah, I'm not done yet. Raise out of the grave like Lazarus. Level up on my experience point. Hit my epic finisher. Show the cinematic cutscene closing with me killing the boss. Finish off with a dope catchphrase. jump on my lightning rod, my ship, eat some mac and cheese, blast to some of my music and fly off. And throughout this whole story, the black man doesn't die in this movie. A kid could dream, right? But what do I know? I'm just a widow.
Let's go. The poetic bars. Ooh.
So the name of that poem, because I said I was going to reveal the title. The name of that poem, AWAK, stands for The Adventure of the Weird Awesome Kid, Part 1, because I am a very weird, goofy individual, and I decided that I want to show more of that in my poetry, in my poems and songs and whatnot. So you're going to get a Part 2 to that. That's coming pretty soon. So yeah.
Oh,
Oh my God! You trying to hit me with the
cliffhanger. He left us with the cliffhanger.
I love it. I love it. You always got to keep them wanting more, AC, and I think that you've mastered that. Okay.
I've been working on that for years. Like I've been working on that for like 3 or 4 years. And I worked on it time for time, but it's like, yo, I want to show off my weirdness. It's not weird enough. I want people to be like, wait, he said this, but it's poetic, but he's weird. Like, you know.
Yes. Well,
you try to be like me.
Mika,
in the closet.
Mika said that she wants to not use the word weird. She said, let's use the word eclectic.
I even like that better.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, with your bougie
much.
ass, bad fancy ass words. I'm not weird. I'm eclectic.
All right.
It's
That was amazing as per usual. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving. Round 2 in with the folks. And first and foremost, this is, I don't know what that means, but we just gonna keep going with the alliteration and flowing and growing and popping on stopping. We've got Blue Flames the Poet on Diggity Deck and Mecca on the double diggity deck, but blessing the mic right now. Y'all put your hands together for Poetically Nick.
Yeah. So I'm back. So how's it going still? Good?
We are good. What you gonna bless us with tonight?
Yo, I'm gonna bless y'all with this. This is a poem that I wrote 2 years ago, and I never performed this.
Ooh, exclusive.
2 years ago. It's called Airplanes. If you know the song called Airplanes by like Bobby Ray and Eminem and
Yes.
Williams. Yes. I wrote a poem inspired by that. As a young boy, I wish that I was an actor playing every role in class, not knowing that I was gonna get in trouble or bully at one point. Let's pretend like it was 2004 when the police came to see my life for hitting on one girl because she didn't want to learn about me. Every girl on Bishop Ford wanted to get with me, but betray me because of their ally said of me. Let's pretend that I never wrote a book, but I'll be sitting on the couch watching TV playing video games. Let's pretend like I was never socially awkward or have as much friends or call someone friend. Let's pretend like many people didn't block me for being just a friend because I was allegedly harassing or stalking these people. Let's pretend that I was never traumatic or being scared of these consequences, or let's pretend that I never grabbed the mic or performed at stage or see how many people will come to see me. Let's pretend like it was 2016 when kindergarten like that, and people would be happier because there won't be any such thing as COVID. Let's pretend like it was 2015 where I got my first role in What Are You Afraid Of? But some cast members hated me because of my behavior and my awkwardness. Let's pretend like all this never happened and live like there's no tomorrow. We can make wishes out of airplanes. So I thank you. Thank you. So reason why I wrote this piece because I went through a lot of stuff. And if you read my Lost and Runner book, it'll tell you how the trauma I went through from sex to community, from stuff like that. So yeah. And then and then the thing is too, I was a little socially awkward too. Like I was like you, AC. I was a weirdo. I was crazy. Nah, but I went through a lot of trauma and anxiety though. So it's like it was just crazy. And then like I was framed for being a troublemaker. So I had to, you know, cause I was bullied and then I had to like bully back in order to get accepted. So it's like either way you gotta You got to defend yourself either way, because if you don't, then you're lost.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for
But-
coming and sharing with us again. Make sure that you guys follow Poetically Nate. I know you have your book and some merch, so definitely connect and support the artists.
Nah, thank you, J Rose. Don't thank me, thank you. Thank you, Leah too. You too.
Thank you.
Both of you.
Everybody on here always calls me Leah, not Leah V, but it's okay. I guess that's my
And Mecca, thank you too.
Yo, we close like that. That's not. But yeah,
it's Mika. I just be fucking it up, but it's Mika.
She definitely always says Mecca though.
I always, every single time, and I've known homegirl for a minute and a half, but I still be fucking it up.
Even what's his name? Corey Riots.
Corey Riots.
Corey
Riots. Corey Riots. Very okay. All right. On that note, we're gonna keep it moving and grooving. Leah, the wordsmithiana, might not be the pronunciation queen, but we keep it moving and grooving and flowing and growing. We've got Mika on deck, but blessing the mic right now. Y'all put your hands together for our triple OG Blue Flames, the poet.
Yay!
All right, guys. I actually got 3 short pieces that I want to get through. So without further ado,
Please squeeze them in.
I'm gonna squeeze them in. I got y'all.
You got them long-winded poems, okay, sir?
All right. And none of them got titles. This world is an entire geode. We are the very archaeologists looking for any and every discovery. We're on the inside, looking out, trying to find the crystal clear understandings of ourselves. Although at this point, we should already know the more we learn along the way. Doesn't mean we're gonna get it right away. But then it's what we do with the info that determines how we live our lives. That was one.
Ooh. Micro. Hey.
Here's number 2. I can understand the fun of theories. I can understand the downsides of speculations. I've been grasping the gray between the rumors, setting the bar so high for what we want instead of just accepting it for what it is. Not every confirmation we look for isn't going to be debunked from the former. Can we just enjoy the experience more often, as well as wait for the right info to come forward? And that's number 2.
Woo! I like that. I like that. Blue Flames with the short but think-worthy, as per usual. Thank you, our guy, Blue Flames the poet. You make sure you follow him everywhere.
He's got one more short one, right?
I got one more.
Oh, I thought you said 2. Oh, yes. Keep it coming. I'm here for it.
I got you. And then you'll have your outro. All right. Another quick but somewhat elaborated thought I came across. Due to all the current ways of the racial profiling, accusations, exploitation, public executions in the streets, here goes the higher powers trying to talk about putting a black face on a $20 bill, still using history, wanting to cover it up as if giving us a piece makes up for the majority that was taken, we fighting to reclaim. Yet amongst the insurrection, riots that has stormed the Capitol, this is the modern age schoolhouse rock, teaching the ways of paperwork being passed as evidence. To make light of the darkest time, praying that he will, but today he is still just a bill. I guess the brides this time are making it clear to demonstrate the exploding heart technique killing bills by bruising those egos that their crippled reputations can't fathom. And as for the rest of the misrepresented with the opposition, determined to put a cap on the needed enlightenment as people, we are a means to an end. The expendable action figures in the government sandbox that with each and every conflict they calling themselves saving us again.
Okay, with the condensed poetry.
Okay, poet, we see you, poet. We see you, poet.
You had some lines in there, man. That was great.
I love the Schoolhouse Rock reference, the Just the Bill.
Yes. Yes, because I used to watch that joint a lot.
Me too.
That just so happened to be one of my favorites.
How a bill got passed, because many years later, many blunts later, I don't know.
That was amazing.
That was great. Thank you so much, Blue Flames.
Yes, indeed. Blue Flames hitting us with that fire. It's been a majestic evening so far. We thank you all for joining us. We do have one performer blessing, and I mean quite literally blessing the mic. Y'all put your hands together for another OG and dear, dear friend of ours, Mika J.
Mika, can you do 2 pieces since you weren't here for the first round?
Yes, girl. Bless us, girl.
I missed you. It's been a minute since you've been on here.
Yes.
She about to kill it. She about to.
You are what? You have to do 2.
All right. So I'll do 2. Any requests for the second one?
Whatever you want. I just love everything. Just give it to us.
Yeah, girl, you gotta surprise us, girl.
Okay. So the first piece I wanted to do was, a political piece, because Blue Flames, he dropped that short but powerful gem, and Oliver came in here and just he just kind of blew up the place. Was like, I'm black, cops are gonna shoot me. I read James Baldwin. I'm smart. It was amazing. It was just amazing. So I wanted to continue on that note and do something a little political. So I call this piece Call to Arms. I'm gonna sing a little bit. I'm not the best singer, but work with me. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let us march on till victory is won. This is the song that our ancestors sung. They sung it in celebration of their freedom. I sing this song today as a call to arms, because where they thought we were free in our minds, they must have thought we were dumb. Dumb enough to believe that we could ever be somebody's property. Dumb enough to believe that we could ever live peacefully in their society. Dumb enough to believe that America KKK could ever integrate equally one day. Dumb enough to hope for a better tomorrow, knowing that today will still be filled with a few Black mothers' sorrows. Well, ain't that a joke? Because they're still taking the lives of our peoples like our freedom papers are still tangible, hunting, branding, and killing us like we are no more than fucking animals. And I can't even say that, because you treat your cats and dogs with more respect than you have given us. It's the common decency to treat us like human beings is what you like, all because God blessed us with this beautiful skin color, black, which is not even black, it's really brown. And I know for a fact that I would be called out differently if you weren't around to label me. Because historically, it was you who oppressed my people systematically, infiltrating your lies and everything that they would see, filling their minds with bull, making them feel like their cups will never, ever really be full. Well, I'm here to stop this travesty. I'm here to remind you that we were always royalty. So today, my brothers and sisters, I sing this song as a call to arms, and I ask you to bear with me and hear it differently. I ask you to change your chant to let justice ring, because freedom is not what we fight for anymore. We want justice for what was done and uncalled for. So lift every voice and sing till let the heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise, rise the listening skies. Let us march on till victory is won. Respect our existence or expect our resistance. Black Lives Matter.
Yes!
Wow.
Yes!
Mother
Fire,
effing
fire.
cow.
We love a singing poet.
Thank you. And the hat says, get to the spot.
Hey!
In what way? Because that could be taken many ways.
See, that's already poetic in itself right there.
Listen. Is this?
It already got
Wait a
landed in
minute.
one
Did
little
we just
line.
step into the hotline? What happened here?
Oh my God. Ew. Guys, I was gonna keep it clean tonight, but y'all always bring it out of me.
Yay!
Oh shoot.
Nothing like a nice little nasty piece to end the night with.
All right. I'm gonna keep it simple. I wrote this poem for you.
Ooh, yes.
Okay.
Love this one.
Okay. I wrote this poem for you. I wrote it because of the way that you kissed my lips. I wrote this poem for you. I wrote it because of the way that you caressed my hips. I wrote this poem for you. I wrote it because of how you perfectly place your hand into my dip. I wrote this poem for you. I wrote it because our parts perfectly fit. It's that each time we meet, all I'm thinking is how much I needed this tryst, this miss, this lust, because love doesn't exist, so let's just kiss. So I can leave a longing on your lips and a yearning in your loins so tight it'll turn your crisp into a crisp and awaken things in me as well, but we won't go down that list, so I wrote this poem for you. I wrote it because all the things that you do, if I had balls, they'd be blue, looking at you like Philip who, because you know how to screw. I'm feeling like Lander with the zoo, but maybe I'm not a zoo at all. Maybe I'm in the jungle, the mighty jungle, because your loving got me humble. I'm looking at you like rumble, young man, rumble, because this moment in the sheets became more than a tumble. I threw you this ass, and you have yet to fumble. So I wrote this poem for you. I wrote it because you have earned a permanent space in my head, a deserving spot in my spank bank to rehash on a lonely night in bed. So I wrote this poem for you. I wrote it because you have brought me complete satisfaction, even if it was just for a moment of attraction. From the moment it happened, I knew this would be the caption. So I wrote this poem for you. I just wrote this poem for you.
Mm. Woo!
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Be like crazy.
We love to see it. Thank you for blessing us, Mika girl. It's always so good to hear from you.
Thank you for allowing me to. I feel so special. You guys are
So, Mika, do you have anything that you would like to tell our audience that you have going on? Maybe a project or something? I don't know.
So, The Hungry Poets will be on next week. Yes.
Hey.
check us out. You can check us out on the Hungry Poets TV page, and you
what
can
is
check
it? What's the Hungry Poet? Tell us about it.
The Hungry Poet. Let me let you know about the Hungry Poet. So, the Hungry Poet is my baby, and it is a poetry show. And I'm bringing in food, okay? Because I am not just a poet, I'm the Hungry Poet. I'm always hungry and I'm always cooking. And so, I have asked one of my personal good friends to be a chef, and each week teach us wonderful poets a different meal. So, there will be meal of the week. We will also be reviewing different restaurants, and we will have different poets come to you and bless you with entertainment each and every week. And we will do interviews. So you will get to know these poets, you will get to know this food, and it will all be on a budget and for the most part healthy, because you know we struggle with that. So please,
yes, girl. We all about the flavors.
Okay. So please follow Mika J. Woods. Find out where you can follow, subscribe, and all that good stuff for the Hungry Poet. I'm super proud of you, and I cannot wait to see you launch this project the way you want to have it launched. But yeah, listen, I'll be knowing about y'all and y'all projects and stuff, so you don't want me to put you on the spot. Don't tell me.
You're amazing.
She truly is the hostess with the mostest, y'all.
The hostess with the mostest.
I get told that.
Beauty outlet, she the plug.
Y'all forget to plug yourselves. I mean, I do it too, but don't do what I do. Like, please. You know when your mom is like, don't do what I do.
It's like, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, plug yourself, promo yourself, please, by all means. This is also a space for that as well. Thank you, Mika. Thank you, Nay, Blue Flames, AC, Sigma for hanging out. Those of you that are watching on Facebook and YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. And everybody else that joined the stage tonight, thank you guys. We had an amazing show.
Amazing.
I can't thank you enough. Leah, I love you. The piece that you did was beautiful. You know, regardless if your father's here, not here physically, but it's still their anniversary, because no matter what, that's babe, that's hubby and wife. So I wish your parents you know, as happy as an anniversary as they can have, because I know that he's there, he's watching. I know that you guys feel him in spirit all the time. So, you know, I just wish your mom as much peace as she can find these days.
Thanks, J Girl. Thanks, J Girl. I appreciate that. Thanks, J Girl. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. And thank you guys, all of you. I mean, I know it's our platform, but for letting me and us feel comfortable enough to share those vulnerabilities. It was a majestic evening. We're going to see you in 2 weeks to continue this National Poetry Month. We're excited.
Yeah.
If you haven't already gotten your unblocked journal, Jay and I, you can hit either of the links in our bio.
I usually have it nearby, but
either of the links in our bios.
Let's spotlight.
We got you. Y'all are really sisters for real.
Listen,
we got you with the promo on the. I got you right here.
I'm gonna try to piggyback. I counted. I got 12. I got 12 chapbooks. So limited run. And that doesn't include. I'm setting 2 aside for our hosts, of course.
I was about to say you got 10 chapbooks.
Yeah. No, I got. Aside from those, I've got about a dozen. So hit me up on Instagram. I'll post something. But
post it on your page. Let people know.
Valen, Tim is gonna want one 100%. So I got to get another for him.
Okay.
See, already.
There we go. That's what it's all about. Virtual Voices. We love you guys so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for blessing this mic with us. We love you.
We love you guys. Good night. Keep growing. We got. Atlas, can't wait to see you next time. I saw you registered for the next one. Peace out, guys. Have a great night.
Have a good night. Have a good weekend, y'all.
Yeah.